All right, I'll tell you about Twitter. Okay, I used to be on Twitter, and I got suspended from Twitter. It's like you're suspended. They don't like get rid of you totally. Like it's suspension. I've been on suspended for like 2 years now, and I'm fine with that. You know, Twitter is obviously a place for Democrats. Very obsessive compulsive Democrats who like to go off on Republicans on a daily basis. And if you're a Republican, they don't really give you much of much life in there. But so I'll tell you why I got suspended. Okay, remember when Roseanne was saying those things? I don't know. It was a few years ago. There was this whole thing like what's happening now. It was happening then. And now it's back here again. So Roseanne, I don't know. She had a problem with someone from Obama's party. That one lady, I don't know who she is. Obama's speechwriter or something, or his advisor or something. And I guess Roseanne was annoyed with her or something. And Roseanne said some stuff about her, and which probably wasn't nice. But then, you think about it, Roseanne's a comedian, and comedians, they say things that are kind of out there, especially like if you look at like those comedians from like Comedy Central, those roasted guys, those guys that roast. That's what they do. They roast, like Don Rickles. That was his old comedy, to roast someone. You pick on Don Rickles would have said it. I'm sure what Roseanne said. I'm sure no one would have fired him. He'd been up in arms because I don't know why. But but that's some part of comedy is that you kind of when you angry at someone, you kind of just kind of use that kind of thing. Maybe I don't know. But for whatever reason, she did it, said it, or whatever. She said it, and it's her Twitter. And I mean, when I know on Twitter, they're like, "Well, you can't really insult people." I don't know. But it's like, okay, well, okay, I get that. But then it's like, I was playing devil's advocate, and I was like, okay, well, Roseanne is this big icon. She's like not just we like know her, we grew up with her, we loved her show. It was a very big hit show for ABC. I mean, it made ABC back in the 80s, successful. I don't know if ABC had a lot of big. ABC didn't really have a lot of hit comedies back then, as I recall. I think it was more NBC with the hits. So, I mean, so she made money for ABC, and so the ABC would like, oh yeah, we love Roseanne because she did that, and then this whole business would happen when Roseanne said those things, and I was like playing devil's advocate and saying, well, Roseanne, maybe she, that's what Roseanne does. She says these things about people, and she's just picking on this lady for whatever foibles. That's usually what people do in these things. But yet, Roseanne's gonna lose her job over this. We're just saying an insult, which people do all the time, and then people get angry and they say things. But yet, these people would just rather have you lose your job because you said something really mean, well, not really mean, but just kind of mean. In like a moment of anger, and then you're done. It's like, what I mean? It's like in real life, you get angry at something about something, and then you just kind of say something, but then you don't really mean it, or you just say it, and then it's like, oh, you said that. We gotta in your career. I'm sorry, just because you said that one thing. Sorry, that's it. I'm sorry, man. You don't get to say things. You don't get to say things in a free society. You don't have the freedom to say free things in a free society. Duh, come on, right? See, that's the big illusion, American illusion, that we are actually free to say things that we want to say. We're not. But yeah, so that's what happened, and I'm thinking, okay, yeah, it's probably not nice for her to say that, but don't end someone's career over just saying one thing. Why would you do that? And I'm thinking, are these people like not forgiving? No, they're not very forgiving. It's like they think they're so good, but they don't want to forgive. Part of being good is forgiving, being a forgiving person. So yeah, so I was like, okay. I thought that was weird, and so I was like, and then people were like, well, fire her. We won't watch your station anymore. And of course, ABC was like, we really care about people. No, it's like you care about the money, because people won't watch your show, and you'll lose money. So obviously, that's what I put in. I was like kind of playing devil's advocate. You see what I'm saying? Not that I agree with Roseanne or disagree. I wasn't even caring either way. I was just kind of making a point about how America is getting, same thing now. So I made that point. I was playing devil's advocate. Maybe, maybe you shouldn't be so quick to judge. Maybe you should forgive her. Maybe you should try to help her, change Roseanne's mind about how the way she feels. You know what I mean? Instead of just firing her and just hating people. Why don't you try to change their minds about things? Teach people. We all learn from each other. But no, they'd rather just fire her. Just not even because I don't know what. That's what someone who's. But these people go on about being so good and caring. We're so good and caring about things. So we can't have that on our station. It's like, are you really good and caring, or are you just thinking about money and people? See, because a lot of these companies they supposedly care about people because you guys give them money. You watch and the sponsors give them money. So if you watch, the sponsors will give money. That's what it's all about. But I really care. No, it's all about money. What it actually is. It's about money and being obsessively, compulsively, trying to control other people to think the way you want them to think, or just kind of have this obsessive compulsive to have people act a certain way. You gotta have people say that kind of thing. So I'm obsessively compulsively against that. You know what I mean? I think there is an obsessive compulsiveness against, people doing the right thing. It's almost like obsessive compulsive against things being dirty. It's like we just, like with those guys with OCD who want to keep cleaning things. It's like a lot of people are obsessive compulsively about cleaning society, or something like that. Even though society apparently is supposed to be free, you're free to say things. But like you can't say things like that, otherwise you'll lose your job. So that's why no one actually says anything against it, because no one wants to lose their job. So you think, why don't people say anything about that? Because they're not brave enough to do that. You know what I mean? That's what it is. That's what's going to happen one day. It's in the future. People are going to be so afraid to say what they really think. And this whole kind of movement of people who just obsessively, compulsively want to do good or whatever. That's what that show, A Maiden's Tale, what's that, A Handmaid's Tale, is basically about. It's about the society where people are so compulsively want you to do good, go, everything good. You can't make any kind of law. You must do this. You must do that. You will. There's no watching of R-rated films, X-rated films. You gotta do that. But yet the people controlling that are actually doing bad stuff themselves in secret. You can't do bad things, but we can, and we'll do it. So you don't know where we're doing it. So I think that show got cancelled though. I think because it does remind people of that. And it's like, it's like this, because I don't know, I'm sure you've seen that show. Handmaid's Tale takes place in the near future, where the United States, this party has taken over America and has basically cleaned America up. Women have no power, and everybody's got to do the right thing, otherwise you get killed. It's like this kind of obsessively compulsive society that wants you to do the right thing. You can't swear, you can't think bad thoughts, you gotta just be nice and think good things. And it's kind of like how the Democrats want people to be. You can't say bad things, but we can say bad things about things that we hate, like Republicans. But no, if you just think bad things about people, you will lose your job, and we won't even forgive you. There's no forgiveness with us. So that's basically what it is. They don't forgive. It's like, if you're a good person forgives. If someone does bad things or unto you, or you should say, dude, that's wrong, and show them why they're wrong. And you can create a person that's better. And one by one, you can make better people. When you got better people, better society. Instead of just firing them and making them mad and making them hate you. See what I'm saying? I don't know why people don't do that. Make people try to like them and make them better people. Build better people. Why don't we do that? I don't know. Because I don't think it's about that. I don't think it's about really better people. I think it's just people being angry and just want to show their power and be judgmental and, oh, you're bad, so I will destroy you. You know, I think that's what it is. So that's why I got suspended on Twitter, because I was playing devil's advocate on the side of Roseanne. I was just saying, like, oh, what if Roseanne didn't mean to do that? What if, you know, it seems like, well, the people have control over a thing, and then now you got that show called The Conners, and they don't even care about Roseanne anymore. It's not like they like. I mean, Roseanne made their careers. You know, all the people on that show. Now they're like, Roseanne's terrible. We're not part of that. It's like, she's your friend, right? And didn't she give you your whole career? Her show was based. I mean, you were on her show. I'm sure she had control over it, and she gave you a career. And now you're not going to stick by her. Like, no, we stick by her where the money is. Of course, they follow the money, you know. I'm talking about the rest of the cast of that show. You know, they're kind of like washing their hands off her. You know, that's like rats getting off the boat line before it sinks. You know. So I thought that was kind of shady. So that's what, you know, I noticed. It's like, that's how they are. You know, those goody people are not kind people. You know, it's like, if they were kind, they would say, Roseanne, I'm sorry for what happened to you. We're going to stick by you, but you got to change your ways and not talk like that. You know, become a better person. That's what they should do. But now they're like, no. They distance themselves from her. Kind of like they did with like Blagojevich. We're the Democratic Party, and we're good people. But when members of our party do bad things and go to jail, we kind of wash our hands of them and go, oh, no, we don't know him. No. That's kind of, but you're supposed to be so good. But you're good people. You do so good. You care about people, right? You care about racism and all that stuff. We do that so we can pretend we're nice, so they can vote for us into office. We pretend that we care about that stuff. So they'll vote for us, so we can have power. That's true. So yeah. So to summarize what this video was about, yeah, so that's why I got suspended from Twitter, because I was playing devil's advocate. You know, it's like, the end result is America is supposed to be a free country. To think the way you want to think, but not free, because you don't free within the guidelines of the law, of these laws. You don't break any of those laws, then anything you do is fine. Even if you know, thinking bad things about things. You know, I mean, we always think bad things. We don't like, you know, liver. We don't like beef liver. Oh, but we like filet mignon. It's like, oh, how can you not like beef liver? Not that. What's wrong with beef liver? You know, the cow's like, why did you like my liver? How could you insult me by not liking my liver? It's like, I don't like beef liver. Don't I have the right to not like beef liver? It's a free country. I'm not making any laws. I don't like beef liver. It's the same kind of thing. It's like, well, you don't hurt anybody. It's like, you have the right to think. And I know it's not cool to like the way people think, but that's the point of America. That's why America was designed, so people can come here and be free to think the way they want to think. You know what I mean? It's like, no, that's not America anymore. America's now gonna control the way you think. We don't do that anymore. We don't want people to think the way they want to think. That's not America anymore. No, that was America, but no, not anymore. No. Then I think that's where it's gonna go. Some political party, the Democrats, probably, because they seem to want to control people more. You notice there's hardly like Republicans are trying to like control you and tell you what to do. You don't see them hardly ever. You notice that? I don't know. I mean, a lot of them are very, very strong Christians, but it's not like they're like, be a Christian. Well, some of them are, because that's the way of the Bible says, go out and spread the word of God. But you know what I mean. It's like there's this ever a future totalitarianism party system of government is going to be by the Democrats, because they so obsessively want you to believe what they want you to believe, and that kind of government is going to make you one day want to control every aspect of your life, because they're so obsessed with you believing what they believe, and that's what it's going to have. It really is. They're going to make people not be able to think them what they want to think. It'll be like that episode of The Twilight Zone called The Obsolete Man, where people just can't do what they want to do. People can't think the way they want to think. They will outlaw books that makes people want to, it makes you think freely. It's like, you can't think like that. Think the way we do. That's what they want. It's like every time someone thinks a certain way, it's different to them. That seems kind of. See, but I mean, of course, I don't agree with racism and all that stuff. But still, I still think people should have the right to think the way they want to think. It's not cool, it's not nice, but that's the nature of the beast, man. The nature of America is a place to come to think, so you can think for yourself the way you want to think. You can worship the way you want to worship. You can worship anything you want. I mean, back in the old days in Europe, people were persecuted for what they believed, so they came to America to start that. America was founded on that freedom of religion, freedom to not do what you want to do, but think the way you want to think, believe in what you want to believe. You know what I mean? But not hurt anybody, because there is law saying you can't really hurt anybody. So, but you know what I mean.